Jesse McPherson has been working at the West Carrollton Fire Department for 7 years. As a firefighter, he does more than just respond to calls of fires. The morning of our interview, Jesse was called to a report of a natural gas odor.
Usually you can smell that stuff when you're arriving on scene if it's actually present.
Problem is, Jesse's sense of smell is not the same since he battled COVID-19 in December.
Now I tend to have to get a little bit closer, which is a little bit more dangerous. But
2 months later, his sense of taste is gone.
December 15th is when I suddenly lost my sense of smell and taste.
Are you worried that this could last forever?
Terrified.
To help us better understand the group known as COVID long haulers, meaning those with long-term COVID-19 symptoms, we both bit into a habanero pepper.
There you go. In order to do this, we are going to be very COVID conscious. We have different utensils that we will be using throughout this. We are sitting across the table. We're going to leave our masks on throughout this entire thing, except when we're taking a bite. So let's get to it. Okay,
right.
ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Are you good?
I'm good. Are you good?
No.
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 The experiences we had after just one bite were drastically different.
Oh, I can tell you that the left side of my tongue is numb. My throat, my chest, they're on fire right now because that was so hot.
I'm good to go. I'll even eat more of it.
While I could not bear another bite, Jesse took another. And another.
You're not even breaking a sweat or nothing.
No, that's not that bad. I've had way hotter than that.
Miami Valley Hospital Associate Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roberto Colon said this is not unusual.
We're finding out that it's actually becoming a lot more common than we previously thought, but it's not universal.
World Health Organization data the I-Team reviewed shows most people with mild coronavirus recover within 2 weeks. The more severe the illness, the more likely someone is to suffer these long-term symptoms. Dr. Colon said the latest research shows about half of COVID patients are long haulers.
By and large, the most common thing that we're seeing is the fatigue and breathlessness that is extending a little farther than anticipated. It's probably the most noticeable one of all of the symptoms.
Their development similar to what scientists saw after the early 2000 SARS outbreak. 40% of those recovering from that coronavirus still had symptoms more than 3 years later. While that's useful for perspective, Colon says we still have much to learn about COVID-19.
Are these permanent changes? Are these just things that are taking longer to develop for some people? And realize again, we have just about a year's worth of data for a small number of people to understand just how this affects them in the long term.
There's some thing called like smell therapy, and you basically get some essential oils and you like sniff them.
Months after his diagnosis, Jesse is in training.
I mean, I can smell the oils because they're very potent, obviously. You're supposed to smell them like lemon, and you're supposed to tell yourself what lemon smells like. So it's supposed to help regrow the supporting cells.
Exercises like this are about the only thing researchers have found to help those trying to regain full smell and taste. Medically, doctors must be conscious of recovering patients.
It's depressing. I love to eat.
Are getting enough nutrients and not making themselves sick when they eat.
My concern is eating food that might be bad, because you kind of lose that natural born, okay, like when you open up the sour cream, you're like, okay, that's not good. So that's gone now.
COVID-19's newness means there's no timeline, no research on when the senses could return.
So we've seen people with the loss of taste and smell that actually get it back after just a few weeks. And there are others like my uncle who are still months into this, not having their full sense back.
Perspective is one of those gifts life as a first responder has brought Jesse McPherson. Compared to what he's seen treating other COVID patients, he categorized his recovery this way.
I was very fortunate that this is my only problem. In all reality, it's a minor problem. You know, some people have lost their lives.